Today we're taking a look at these NCAAF matches, which are happening on Tuesday, December 20th, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. Also, check out our perks and join the High Stakes membership. Joining the High Stakes membership is easy, is cheap, but it will help a lot in the growth process of this channel. Plus, if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. Make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. Eastern Michigan Eagles vs San Jose State Spartans. The Eastern Michigan Eagles step onto the field holding a record of 8-4 for this season. In their last contest, the Eagles took the field against the Central Michigan Chippewas and walked away with a win by a score of 38-19. Taylor Powell went 24-36 with 266 yards passing and 3 TDs. He had a quarterback rating of 156.2 and ended the contest without throwing a pick. Samson Evans was the rushing leader for the Eagles with 23 attempts for 135 yards, 5.9 yards per carry. Overall, they ran 78 plays which gave them 437 yards. The Eastern Michigan Eagles ended up rushing 42 times and totaled 171 yards, which is an average of 4.1 yards per tote. In the running game, the Eagles conceded 161 yards on 36 tries, which is an average of 4.5 yards per run allowed. Eastern Michigan conceded 7 pass completions on 17 attempts for 68 yards and a completion rate of 41.2%. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl kicks off on Tuesday afternoon in Boise, Idaho, and it features 2 middle-of-the-pack teams in San Jose State and Eastern Michigan. San Jose State started the season hot with a 6-2 mark and a very real chance to win the Mountain West Conference. They faded late, however, losing 2 of their final 3 games. From a betting standpoint, they also failed to cover in their final 5 games, meaning the market had overvalued their early season success. Eastern Michigan had an opposite regular season. The Eagles closed it by winning 4 of their last 5, and they tied with Toledo atop the MAC West. They managed to cover the spread in 4 of their last 5 games. The Spartans head into this game 7-4 this year. The last time they took the gridiron, the Spartans went home victorious with a score of 27-14 against the Hawaii Warriors. Chevan Cordero, 2 TDs, finished the contest with 208 yards on 17-26 through the air, while his QB rate was 150.3. He tossed 1 pick, and his average yards per attempt was 8.0. Kerry Robinson carried the rock 24 times for 148 yards, ending the contest with 6.2 yards per carry for San Jose State. The Spartans finished the game with a total of 399 yards, and they ran 66 plays, 6.0 yards per play. San Jose State rushed the football for 4.8 yards per tote, finishing with a total of 191 yards on 40 carries. San Jose State allowed 26 rush attempts for 43 yards, 1.7 yards per carry. The Spartans' pass defense gave up a completion rate of 55.6%, surrendering 230 yards on 25 out of 45 through the air. Our first pick is Eastern Michigan plus 3.5 points. This is a fairly middle-of-the-road game total, and both of these teams have peppered this number consistently all season. Neither of these teams features a highly explosive offense, and neither has a stifling defense. There does not seem to be any one obvious unit that we could side with and feel confident about to define and control this game. So what else comes into play? Weather and playing conditions is one factor. As one of the very few bowls played above the Mason-Dixon line, the Idaho Potato Bowl is always a risk for bad weather and typically a lock for cold conditions. That usually means defense and ground attack. If this game is played in that style, the under is the more favorable play here. Neither team is outstanding at running the football, Eastern Michigan is okay at it, and San Jose State is poor. Both teams have respectable even if not outstanding defenses. Our second pick is under 54.5 points. Liberty Flames vs Toledo Rockets. The Liberty Flames head into this matchup 8-4 for this season. The last time they took the field, the Flames took the field against the New Mexico State Aggies and took a loss by a score of 49-14. Caden Salter finished 12/17 with 101 yards passing and 1 touchdown. He had a QB rating of 139.9 and finished the game without throwing a pick. TJ Green was the best rusher for the Flames with 9 carries for 55 yards, 6.1 yards per attempt. The Liberty Flames rushed the ball a total of 35 times and tallied 108 yards, which came out to an average of 3.1 yards per attempt. For the game, they tallied 74 plays for 315 yards. Liberty relinquished 16 pass completions on 21 attempts for 214 yards and a completion rate of 76.2%. In the running game, the Flames conceded 214 yards on 43 tries, which is an average of 5.0 yards per run surrendered. A battle of 8-win teams is set to take place in the Boca Raton Bowl this year when the Liberty Flames meet the Toledo Rockets. Toledo ended the season as champions of the MAC, and another win here would help solidify just how good they were. Averaging over 32 points per game on the year, the Rockets are led by their dominant rushing attack that amassed a robust 236 yards in their conference championship game. They've really shined, though, on the defensive side of the ball, specifically defending the pass, 15th in FBS. Holding their previous 2 opponents to a combined 27 points, this unit is going to make things rough for a boom or bust type of Liberty offense. Of the Flames' 12 games this season, they scored 22 points or less in 6 of them, but 33 or more in 5 of them. The Rockets come into this matchup with a record of 8-5 this season. In their last game, the Rockets took home the win by a final score of 17-7 when they played the Ohio Bobcats. Dequan Finn, 1 touchdown, finished the game with 154 yards on 16/25 passing, while his quarterback rating was 128.9. He didn't throw any picks, and his average yards per attempt was 6.2. Jacques Stewart carried the ball 9 times for 93 yards, finishing the game with 10.3 yards per carry for Toledo. The Rockets finished the game with 390 yards on 71 plays, 5.5 yards per play. Toledo ran the football for 5.1 yards per carry, finishing with 236 yards on 46 attempts. Toledo relinquished 29 run attempts for 99 yards, 3.4 yards per carry. The Rockets' pass defense gave up a completion rate of 54.8%, surrendering 163 yards on 17 out of 31 through the air. With Liberty's offense already fairly unpredictable, it doesn't help that Hugh Freeze left for the Auburn job. He's not the only departure, however, as a key piece of the Flames' defense is also now gone. Linebacker Ahmed Walker has transferred to SMU, and this team will surely miss him and his 63 total tackles, 3rd on the team this season. The reality is that these two teams come into this matchup on complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Toledo is riding high after being named conference champions, whereas Liberty has dropped 3 in a row, all games in which they entered as favorites. They aren't favored here, but it shouldn't make a difference. They've covered just twice in their last 7 outings. The Rockets should be motivated to put an exclamation point on their tremendous season, and they should be able to do so in a resounding fashion. Our first pick is Toledo minus 4.5 points. Both of these squads have had similar paths in terms of offensive production this season, with most of their damage being done early on in the year. They each average over 28 points per game for the season, but in this what have you done recently world, well, what exactly have they done recently? Toledo's put up just 31 combined points over their last 2 games, and Liberty has scored more than 22 in just 2 of their previous 6 contests. Those aren't exactly numbers that lovers of the over are going to want to hear. Our second pick is under 54 points.